Good morning. It's Monday for me. I don't know what day you're watching this, but I'm back up at the cabin. I've been busy already. I've been doing stuff up here. I already made a mess. I've got boxes of stuff everywhere, but I got here and I upgraded my thermostat. So I've got an Ecobee smart thermostat that I put in. And I'm working on the center caps for my wheels. So I've got these jokers here. These are just, a really hard ABS plastic kind of thing. And I painted one, and it's out in the van right now. It's a little chilly this morning. It's 40 degrees, 40 something degrees. Or at least it was. I think it's a lot nicer now. We'll go out here real quick. I painted one to see how it would look. And I think it's nice. So I'll do the other ones today. In the meantime, I'm going to grab my coffee and go for a walk. I have a new initiative that I'm trying. I'm not going to talk about it yet, but I have something that I might be doing. But as a part of that, I went to bed on time. I got over 8 hours of sleep last night, which is pretty unusual for me. But I'm gonna take my coffee, go for a walk, enjoy the weather. It's 52 degrees outside right now and sunny, as you saw. I'll come back and paint those center caps and start laying out the framework for my solar panels, which I'm going to be doing this week, over the next couple of days. I have to do some rail fabricating and figure some things out, but that's what the day has in store for me, at least at the moment. I hope there's not too much wind noise. You can hear the wind is blowing this morning. It's one of my favorite sounds, the winds in the trees. I'm gonna go check the mail. I don't usually have any mail, but I'm gonna check it anyway, just in case. I mentioned earlier that I might be doing a thing, and I don't want to go into detail about it yet because I don't want to hold myself accountable. No, that's not why. I haven't quite decided how it's going to work out yet, so I don't want to give too much detail until I've kind of worked through it and figured it out. I'm waiting on, to be honest, I'm waiting on positive results from my upcoming tests. I think that enough time has passed that if I get a favorable inspection this time around, that I will feel a lot more comfortable about getting out and doing things. It's hard, A good friend of mine, Dr. Larry, is a cancer survivor also. And for him, it's been, 11 or 12 years now. And I told him about my anxiety when I'm going in for my checkups and stuff. And he said, brother, it never goes away. I've been doing this for however many years it was. And I'm a doctor, and I'm still terrified and actively avoid sending in my blood sample sometimes, because what if, you're always thinking that, what if? So, I have a visitor. Hi, little buddy. I don't have anything for you. No, I don't. You're hoping, huh? Thanks for stopping by. I love those little things. That's exactly what I needed, you know? Here I was going down this kind of dark road, and that kind of snapped me out of it. My point is that I'm going to start looking toward positive things and making some positive changes. And once I've kind of figured that stuff out, I will let you know what those positive changes are. But I think it'll be fun. It'll be good for me. I'm just looking forward to having that weight lifted ever so slightly. I think next up is an oil change. It's not quite due. The duty cycle on these, the oil change schedule is like 20,000 miles, which, I mean, on one hand, that's crazy, but on the other hand, it's got over 13 quarts of oil in it, which is one of the reasons that an oil change in these costs so much. Oops, I didn't tighten down all the screws here. I'm talking to myself about this. I changed the air filter and I didn't tighten down all the screws. But yeah, 13 quarts of synthetic oil, even if you do it yourself, is not cheap. But luckily my pan holds 4 gallons, so I shouldn't have any issues. I've already got all the supplies for it, so I'm going to get underneath here and drain this sucker. That's a lot of oil. Okay, while that's draining, I'm gonna walk to our friendly local Harbor Freight and get an oil cap or an oil filter remover. The cap on the Sprinter doesn't have a nut on top, so you need something that goes around the entire cap. I'm on my way to Harbor Freight, like I was saying. Oh, got a little break in the wind. Thank goodness for Harbor Freight. It's in walking distance, so I need the exercise. It's a beautiful day. Look, that not a cloud in the sky. But it makes it nice when you don't have your toolbox and you don't have an oil filter wrench. So you just walk down and buy one. Get that thing nailed down. I'm speed walking, by the way, so hopefully this doesn't bounce too much. Anyway, I'll get that oil change finished. I'll feel a lot better about that. All right, it's super windy outside, so I'm in the van and I'm gonna try to at least make some progress on laying out my solar panel framing. And I'll just show you what I've got. So here I have the brackets themselves. Now these will mount to the rail that's in the roof. And then I've got these to hold it in the rail itself from underneath. And then I would have, we'll do this at a smaller scale. And then I would have the cross member attached to the rail like that. And then the solar panel will ride on this and be attached to it with screws. And then the two panels themselves would be right next to each other, and they would be attached to each other with some bracing. And then there would be another one of these on the back side. And the intent is to do this with all bolts that are accessible, so that I can take
one panel off by itself if I need to. So the question right now is if this bracket is high enough right here to clear, or for the solar panel to clear the roof, because the roof has a little bit of a bow to it. It's not completely flat. So I'm hoping that this is high enough to raise it so that it clears. If it doesn't, then I can still use some spacers to lift the rails a little bit, but I would rather not do that if I don't have to. Alternately, I had experimented with it this way, so that this part was on the rail, and then this actually rode next to it, and that would keep it from moving side to side, much like these would with two bolts holding it in. So there would be one bolt holding it to the rail, and then I would have the solar panel rail like that. I kind of like this version of it better. It just seems a little cleaner. I do like the idea of using it upside down, essentially. You know, this holds it in place so that it keeps it from flexing, and then, you know, there's these pieces aren't sticking up. So I kind of like this version of it better. So I'll probably try this, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I have the brackets finger tight in place. So you see what I've got going on here. So the ears actually hold itself against the rail, so it'll keep it from twisting in the wind. So that's good. See, I have it right up against the front edge of the rail there, but they're movable, obviously. But the question is if it will clear those ridges in the roof. And so I have one of the rails, just some aluminum angle. It clears it in the middle by about a ½ inch, which is all I need. So this will actually get mounted like that. Actually, it'll be like this. So that will be attached like that, right across. And then the solar panel will sit on this and be attached to it through the front, probably, so that I can reach the screws if I ever need to take it out. I'll have a set of bolts to hold this rail in place. I'm going to leave this finger tight for now. It's supposed to rain tonight, and then I don't know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. Cold and windy again. I don't know if you can hear that wind, but I think I'm going to call it quits for today and go in and wash up. I really just wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to make some progress on this. And the wind is just annoying. I'm not going to be able to do anything, but I will plan on doing some of this maybe tomorrow if the weather permits, and I will show you how it comes together. Well, this was unexpected.